Hi, and welcome to Nasdaq. I don't know if this building itself is so green. It's much greener than it was yesterday, I can assure you. Usually not look like this. But actually you are in an old Ford assembly plant. So during the 30s and 40s, they shipped in the part of the cars here by boat, and then they put them together here, and then they sold them to the Swedish market. One environmental thing that I actually know about it is that the big boxes that they came in, they took care of those boxes and took them apart, and then they built the whole area of Södra Ängby here in Stockholm, which is a pretty nice neighborhood consisting of wooden houses. So, I mean, that was a business already then. I'm really happy to see all my old friends from the listings here. We had Göran and we had Per speaking and we had Fredrika, and see that you are making such a good progress with the market. It's a tough game to raise a new company and grow it, as you said. I mean, you need to grow it 100%, otherwise you're slow. And that's pretty tough. I think that as you see on this picture, we have been pretty successful. All these companies, I don't know if all of you are speaking here, but that's a part of the companies that we think are in this clean tech sector. The hard thing is define it. I mean, we know how to define companies that are industrial or if they are in healthcare, but you can be clean in both sectors. So maybe you can find out something, John, to make this easier for the investors to know. We should be able to put a sort of stamp in the lists. These companies are good for the nature and good for the environment. In Stockholm, we have had an amazing journey with new companies coming in, and I would say there's a lot of things that make this happen. We have a fantastic infrastructure when it comes to advisors that can help these companies going public, come to the market. We don't see that in many other European companies when it comes to these smaller sizes of company. I think that if you are a company that wants to raise 2.5–3 million euros and you want to use that money to grow your company and want to do it public, I don't think it's so easy to go that and do that in Germany or in Italy or in France. I mean, you're a little bit too small, especially to find investors with a little bit higher quality. Here we can see that already in the beginning, when companies are in that size, maybe a valuation of 10 million euros, raising 2 million euros, they get institutional money into their portfolio from the beginning now. So what we see is that the professional investors are getting lower and lower into market cap to find things that will be interesting in the future, because they want to be there already from the beginning. And of course, some companies aren't going to make it, and some are going to be those fantastic unicorns that we want to see. So that's one thing that is a little bit specific for our country. Now we see we get calls at least 4 or 5 times a week from other countries, companies that want to come here. They have seen that we are, what are we? 70 companies last year. We are already now over 60 companies for the half year, which I think we will end up at around 110 new companies this year. And for the last 3 years, we have outnumbered London, which is, I mean, the major financial center of Europe. So something special is cooking here, and we have this good tax incentives from the government that has made it possible for you and I to invest in all these new companies without the burden of too high taxes when we want to get out of the position. So I think we have a very good environment to be able to get these companies grow. As you heard both or Per and Fredrika and Göran said, they are listed on First North. And for you that is not from Sweden, First North is our growth market, the equivalent of AIM in London. This is where you can come with a new company without any history, on any requirements that you have been into exchange-listed companies before, and to raise money to get a quality stamp of your company, because you go through a pretty tough process to get listed, even though it's not as tough as it is on the main market, but it's still a process that lawyers and financial advisors and Nasdaq itself has to go through to make it public traded. So this is a quality stamp that you can use. You can use our brand if you want to expand your business into, let's say, for the US. That brand is pretty good to have on your paper when you go to the US, I assure you that. So that's something that you also can benefit your trip to be a bigger company. So First North is the fastest growing growth market in Europe or in the world right now, and we hope it will continue. And I see that we have at least 40 new companies coming in before Christmas from now on. So yeah, a steady market. Nasdaq is working and have been working through the summer and the spring on how can we make our companies report in another way, more environmental friendly, and bring out all these things that is going to happen in the future. We know that all of your companies that are listed, you're going to have to report and tell the public everything about of these things. And we have made a pilot program that we call the ESG reporting guide that you can find on our website. I don't know if any of you companies that already listed have read them, but there is some advice, some guidance how to do this and be in front of the legislator. So because sooner or later there will be happening something in this area as well. So this is what's going to happen. So with that said, I just want to say for all you with growth companies that aren't listed yet, feel free to give me a call, or Niklas a call, my colleague, and we will help you with the process. This is something that I jump back to once again. This is how it will be conducted, a process. It takes you 3-4 months in the formal process to get to the listing.